What's up, guys? Welcome to another stream here with Minecrafting Dad. Gonna be checking out a game, an indie game, called Land and Sword. I was given opportunity to get playtest this through We Playtest Games. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go check this out. Land and Sword. It's on Steam. You're gonna be able to find information in the description below. And this game is planned release date December 1st, 2026. Lead a group of survivors. Let me jump over here to the correct scene. There we go. And bang. So, let me grab my notes. Lead a group of survivors in a new land. Build a functional settlement. Manage deep production chains and prepare defenses to face growing hordes of creatures. Balance growth, logistics, and survival in a world scarred by a creeping plague. So we're going to give this a try. It's actually part of a free playtest, so you can actually go online right now on Steam and give this game a try if you like. And like I said, the full game will be out. Planned release is on December 1st of this year. So if you like to support indie developers and you want to check this game out as it goes, the developer's name is Roar. He's an individual developer. He's also the publisher. He's got a nice little Discord that you can go join and give a bunch of feedback, because that's super duper important. So let's go ahead and jump into the game here. We're going to start with a brand new game. Kind of like starting Minecraft, you get a nice little tip. So we survived, my lord. We were attacked during the night, but we held our ground. The wagons are damaged, and we have no way to move on for now. A shadow moves in the forest behind us. We cannot see it clearly, but we feel its presence, and I fear it may attack us again. We're going to settle here, defend our position, and grow stronger until we're able to continue our journey. Tutorial. If you need, my lord, I can guide you through your tasks. If you already feel prepared, we'll leave the path clear for you. You can uncheck the tutorial button, but we're going to leave the tutorial button on. The first thing we need to do, step number 1, is to build a lumberyard and a collector station. So we're going to hit OK, and we're going to take a look at where we've positioned ourselves here, and we're going to say, fine, we could do this. So let's go ahead and click on construction. And as it said, you can look up here in the right hand corner, and it says the first thing we need to do is to build a lumberyard. So let's go ahead and place our lumberyard up here. Boom. There we go. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to start building the lumberyard. Some of the people that are down here, kind of like RimWorld, they're going to just go and begin building. Also, we need to build a collector station. So collector station, this is a place where you can gather food. So we have a big food section here. There's one up there. We're going to build our first little gathering hut close to these berries. So we're going to build that right down here. Great. So let's go ahead. Let's speed things up a little bit and watch our buildings being built. So we can zoom in here and you can see our villagers are going to get started with the process of, building. So a little bit about controls. You can use WSDA to move around. You can also use E and Q to do some rotation. Camera height is T and G. Kind of does a quick zoom in. Fast camera is Shift. Game speed you can control with 1, 2, and 3. Right now we're at a 1. You can pause the game with the space. You can check on different building types with C, and you can do something later on with troops with X. So once our little resource piece is built here, what it wants us to do is it wants us to assign a villager to that. Go ahead and there it goes. So you got to click on the building. So let's see here. We're going to assign a villager, you don't get to pick which villager. You just press the plus button and it automatically assigns one of the available villagers. You can check up here at the top of the screen and you can see there's 4 total villagers, 3 of which are open for jobs. We have 0 houses, but we have 4 people looking for houses. Food, it's year 1, and we've got 8 resource logs that we have as well. So again, we need to assign a villager here to the collector station. So we go ahead and press the plus
Your
button.
will, my lord.
We're going to do that twice. We're gonna realistically lean a little bit into
At once, my lord.
using all of our villagers, settlers into doing specifically something, right? All right, so now it's going to say, hey, you got to build 4 houses to support all of the settlers. So we're going to go ahead over to the residential tab and click on house. And let's go ahead and we'll start building. I want to kind of build somewhere along the lines of here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I know they're facing backwards, but my plan is just to put other houses on the top side, so that way we can have them on both sides. So while that's going on, give me 1 second here. I'm going to put a link out about the fact that we're streaming here. So give me 1 second to do that. Just letting other people know where we're at. So if anybody wants to stop by, then they can come over and say hello. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. Gonna let these things build, and we're gonna speed this up just a little bit. Let's get up to 3 speed. We can watch these guys gather the materials. So we're taking the wood, bringing it back to the lumber yard. We're gathering berries, bringing that back to the collector station. And we've got 4 houses for all of our available settlers. And as you can see, there is 1 house, and they kind of come in different designs. It kind of randomly just picks amongst them. I wish there was some more designs to pick from, but hey, we got a house going. We've got a village going here. Let's see, what's the next thing? It tells us this is what we do. Each house can shelter 1 family. Consider building them close to the workplaces to reduce the village's traveler time. So you can see right now, hey, everything in the entirety of our village is right here. We've got everybody and anyone who has to deal with the village here. All right, build a firewood station. So this helps with keeping the houses heated. So we're going to go ahead and pick that, and let's see here. Lumberyard, collector station, house, refinement, firewood station. Uses collected logs to produce firewood. Okay, so let's go see if we can find a good place to build this. Why is my rotation locked in here? It's kind of weird. That's all right. We'll figure it out in a second here. It's like something's locked in. It's so strange. Okay, I think middle button, something happened with that. That's just kind of a weird little thing. It locked in on like being able to rotate, which is kind of strange. All right, I'm going to turn this around, and we're going to place this right here. Bang. Okay, good to go. And we're going to wait for that to go up, and we're going to need to stockpile 20 wood. So like I said, let's go ahead and get this up to 3 speed. And you know what I'm also going to do, as we've got a little bit of additional wood, I'm going to go ahead and build an additional few houses. What my hope is that we can just attract, somebody else who may want to live in our quaint little village. So we'll go ahead and start building some additional houses out here. We'll go with 2 more. I think that's plenty for right this moment. So like I said, this game is Land and Swords. The developer and publisher RAR has produced this game, and they're looking to release it towards the end of the year, December 1st. Right now it's free. It's a playtest that you can participate in. It gives you a kind of an idea of how the game is going to play. Developers also willing to listen to feedback, which is great. If you want to help an indie developer kind of as they're growing, be part of the process, it's a great way to get involved. Play the game, check it out, and give them some feedback. They've got a Discord. He's got a TikTok. He's got, Steam game and development. Help him out a little bit. So here we go. We've got 6 houses total built. Right now we've only got 4 settler families, sorry. You click on each of these, you can see the settler families. This is family Vieira. That's Andre and Leticia. We also got family Contino, sure. That's Wagner and Kelly. We've got family Sales, which Francisco and Isadora, and family Piexoto. Can't say these names very well, but they are Ernesto and Teresa, and we've got everybody employed. So right now you can see down here we've got a new firewood station, which we need to put someone onto that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to unassign one of these families, and I'm going to move them over to the firewood station, because our next goal is to produce 20 firewood. So we want to make sure that that takes place. We're going to make sure we're at the number 3 speed, which is as fast as it can go, and we're going to just wait it out. So kind of just chill here. We can watch our guys going in and cutting down the trees. They bring the logs over to the firewood station. You can see here, this is going to develop some firewood. It's going to take the raw material, which is the logs, and in here you have a production limit, which you can set from 0 to infinity. By default, it's set to infinity, and you can see in the storage of this particular unit, it's taking logs and it's converting those into firewood at a rate of 1 to 5. 1 raw wood into 5 firewood. Eventually, these houses are going to start being able to use the firewood, and you can see they're storing 10 logs there, there's 10 logs there, and they'll slowly start distributing some of these logs into the houses. So if you don't see this number instantly jump up to what the quest says we need to get 20, that's because they're going into the houses, and the houses are taking some of the firewood, because that's what it said. Homes will need to be stocked with firewood. There you go. The land is good and holds even more resources than we can extract. This is a new quest. The other quest was completed. You hear the little ding. Okay, the next thing we need to do is build a quarry. So there's one thing you could do. You can zoom out and you can hit the tab button, and it'll show you some different areas around where you can build. So there's mines over here. There's some stones over this side, and there's it looks like a mine over there. There's your berries right there. So what it wants us to do is it wants us to go ahead and build a quarry. So the best place for a quarry would be some rock. So we got one way up there, and we got one over here. I think I'm going to build this quarry down here near these resources. So just going to chuck this bad boy down here. We don't want to, if you place it over top of the resources, it'll actually destroy them. So you want to make sure you put it somewhere close by, but not necessarily on top of the resource itself. When you build that, again, we're going to have to put a family out there. And if you look up top, it says we now have 5 families. I wish it would do, a different job or a better job of like showing that a family moved into town, but you can check up there. We've got 6 houses, we've got 5 families, and we have one of them who are looking for a job, which we will have here very shortly. You can see there's a quest. The land is good and holds even more resources than we can extract. You need to build the quarry, and you can see here, there's a little note that says if you press tab, you can take a look at all the different resources on your map. So you'll see these guys literally walking the wood out And you can see if you click on this, it has a little build window up the top right. It tells you the resources that are needed. It needs 3 pieces of wood. And then actually, once those resources have been collected, then it has to be constructed. So you can watch it being literally raised from the ground up. And we'll see that happen here. Let's get back into 3 so we can speed things up a little bit. And you'll see that the builders will literally all start coming over and they will work together to build it. So that's exactly what we want. You can see it's going to be built relatively quickly, and you can see as it's being built, the building is literally going up as we speak. So there we go, and boom, we have that done. And let's complete that by selecting it and assigning a family. We have 6 families now. Another one has moved in, and we have our next quest. My lord, the workers are already extracting what we need from this land, but we still must process these resources more efficiently. Refinement buildings convert raw resources into useful materials for construction and/or tool production. So it wants us to build the next item, which is called a salt pit. So basically take your wood and you can make refined wood from that. So let's go ahead and look at the salt pit. Believe that is here under refinement, salt pit. Here, workers saw logs to produce boards. So this is another building related to our wood over here. So we're going to go ahead and place this down. Somewhere like that. I'm trying to get it to like align perfectly, but I don't know if I can get it in there. Let's see if I... Close enough. We'll speed it up to 3 and let's see these guys build. Like I said, we still have 1 guy unassigned, but you can see, look, our little quaint village is coming together. So we used up all of our available houses. So while we're waiting here, let's go ahead and create a couple more houses. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to build some houses going down towards all these other resources that we have. So let's go ahead and I want to try to line this up as best as I can, like so. Okay, we're growing. New families have just arrived. We must keep them housed. Think new ways to keep our people satisfied. A church in the center of the village would be a good idea. Build 1 church and have at least 1 house for each family. So we've now got 8 families. We've only got 6 houses. We are behind on the times. We need to build some more houses. So let's go ahead and plant these 3 houses in. Just like so, and get these guys going. So again, we're going to pump this back up to 3, and we can assign this job. So let's go ahead and do that. That means we have 2 more jobs to assign. But in the meantime, we're going to keep on building, and we're going to keep on adding and working through the process here, following our quest, and building a nice, strong village here. All right, so you can see those houses are being constructed. Bang, there's 1, there's 2. We now have 8 houses, and 1 more, guys. Hey, where y'all going? You got 1 more house to finish up here. And there we go. So we now have 9 houses and 8. So let's go ahead back here. Let's go ahead and find some additional jobs for people. So we know we have the important job of collecting food.
Right away.
So let's go ahead and assign an extra person there. And we also have lumber,
Your will,
which
my
is
lord.
extremely important for a lot of different things. So we have an extra job right now. We just have to keep in mind, if we have a new job, we have extra guys at the food collections, and we also have extra people working in the lumberjack area. So again, we're up to 9 houses. We have a total of 8 families, and it's giving us a new quest, which says it wants us to build a house. One of the sub-quests in there was have at least 1 house for each family. We've successfully done that so far. So let's go ahead and build, I think it's under residential, is a church. It's a very, very big property. We're going to go ahead in here and plop this puppy down And these guys, there's one thing that happens. You can see right there on the map, there's some resources that have been left on the ground for whatever particular reason. I believe that in my mind, that's kind of like a little bug. I don't know what necessarily to do about it, but it looks to me like um, you have to either put the building on top of those resources. If you just try to build in some areas, it won't let you do it if there's resources in the ground. But it looks like we're okay to just build this right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Bingo bango, there we go. We've got a church. Now this is going to take a lot of resources. It's going to take 10 pieces of wood. It's going to take 10 stone. It's also going to take 20 pieces of planks. So we've got a successful little settlement in the works, and we're going to keep on letting this do its thing. We are going to add some additional houses. I think I'm going to double this up and kind of like make a residential zone here. We may add one or two more on this right side. Hey, look, everybody doesn't have to live in the exact same spot, but more importantly, we want people to grow together, so to speak. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm going to continue on. It's my wife calling to say hello. She's out door dashing, making some extra cash. So we can see our church is on its way. Oh, we got another family that moved in. That is 9. We're going to have a job here. Someone's going to have to be the pastor of our village. And since we've maxed out our properties, let's go ahead and start building some more houses. We're going to basically build the lane down here. This is, the west side. We're going to have the west side over on here. And let's give these guys some additional plots. I don't want to do too many because we got a church to build. We now have 3 houses to build. And you could also upgrade these houses. So when we have everything built to our satisfaction, we also have a secondary level, which we can add to the satisfaction requirement. So normally when you build these houses, they come with 2 members. And if you want to have more, maybe some kids and things like that, well, this isn't really the proper house to do that in. We're going to find out later on we're able to increase the quality of our house. Right now, like I said, our goal is to build the church. That's kind of what we're doing. So we're going to make sure we're sitting at 3 speed so we can watch that being built. And everybody's doing their job. We got one more guy to assign, so let's go ahead and put them into the lumber yard for the time being, and we'll borrow from those work positions later. If you check that out, like if we go to the lumber yard, you can see these blue lines, and this shows you the employees, where they're coming from and where they're going. So one of the things, I mean, obviously you have tons of room to build in, but you kind of want to build kind of geocentric to each of those different work resources, in order to keep people not having to travel too far. So a lot of these guys down here, maybe they work in the collection station, but we parked the collection station right next to the berries. And if we need some more berries, there's some over here. We could put another collection station in and still be pretty close to the village. The lumber, well, you got lots of that around. And we've now got 3 lumberjacks out there doing the work. All right, here's the church. The church is almost done. You can see all the resources have been collected. We're up to 80 out of 100 on that. You can see it being built as we speak. And boom, there you go. So we're gonna borrow one of the workers from here. Hey, Mr. Lumberjack, you've been with us since the beginning of the village. I know how strongly you feel about bringing us all together. So we're going to retire you as a lumberjack, and we're going to install you as the first church leader, the church elder. You are now going to be there. So church leader Francisco and his wife Isadora are now going to lead our village. And as you can see, we've completed the 3 tenets of building a house, which is the satisfaction levels for religion, for food, and for heating. So now our ability to turn these into cozy houses unlocks. So if we choose to, we can spend 10 planks and 10 stone and turn this into a cozy house. That'll improve the quality of the house. It'll also allow us to have children and increase the happiness. So we'll check that out here very shortly. We have 12 houses, but we only have 10 families, and we have one. With the 10th family moving in, we now have someone else who can move into a job. So we did get a new quest as well, but in the meantime, let's assign our new family the
At
job of
once, my
working
lord.
at the lumberyard. All right. The next quest is we actually have 3 buildings to make. We have a mine, a foundry, and a blacksmith. So if you're looking for the mine is over here on the right, and there's also a mine over there on the left. We're going to concentrate here just close to home. Let's not get too crazy, you know, going all over the place. What is the button for a mine? Okay, so you can see the mine. It pops up and it kind of auto aligns itself right there. It's just where it needs to go. So we'll place the mine. We'll get this up to 3 speed. In the meantime as well, we'll look at the other things. It wants us to make a foundry and a blacksmith. Both of those related to the stone and the iron that will eventually mine out of this mine here. So let's go ahead and build those resources as well. So we got two more refinement buildings, the foundry and the blacksmith. So you have the foundry first, which is where you're going to take the iron ore and you're going to smelt that down. You're going to turn that into the raw ingots. So I think I got that bug again where it doesn't allow me to zoom in, but let's see here. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and place this over here. Try to make sure I do not mess with the berry bush that's in front of us. Okay, we got that. And we need to build a blacksmith. So hopefully I could sneak this in right here. I actually want to rotate this around so it's kind of facing the right orientation. And we'll just sneak it in here when we can. I do not want to destroy that bush. So we'll go right there. Boom. Perfect. So we've got those 2 buildings going up, and we have a total of 12 houses. And we have 10 families currently living with us. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing good. We're right where we need to be. We just need to wait for those resources to get built. So let's go ahead in here and keep an eye on these guys. We'll watch them build for the moment. Thank you guys for stopping in to the stream. If you're watching this on Twitch, appreciate all the viewers checking out our playtest of Land and Sword. This is an upcoming indie game that is going to be released in the winter, December 1st. RAR is the developer and also the publisher, and is working very diligently to create this game. And he also has a Discord looking for feedback as well. So if you're looking for information on both Discord and how to give feedback, well, here's the great news. This game is available right now as a playtest. You can go on Steam and you can request to be part of the playtest. Literally, it's open. And you get to experience the very first, I'd say, I don't know, it's about an hour. You hear that little ding? That means a new family has arrived. And it means with that, we've got a new miner.
Your will, my lord.
We are, Will. Thank you. And welcome. Now, he's not quite so close to the mine, but, he needs exercise, right? He needs to stretch his legs maybe before he goes into the mine. We have 11 families. We have 12 houses. All right. Now we have both the forge and the blacksmith. The next thing that we need to think about, well, there's monsters out there. We knew that in the beginning. It told us that we kind of know that these monsters are out there. We need to prepare for that. So we need to be able to fight. So the goal at this point is to gather weapons. So we're going to stockpile some spears and some small shields. So if you go into this, we also have now 14 families who've joined us as well. So let's go ahead and assign these.
Your will, my lord.
And what did it say it wanted? It wanted spears and small shields. So let's take a look at this screen here. We're going to pause the swords. And we're going to pause the big shields, and we're going to just specifically concentrate on making, like, I don't know, 10 of each of those. It says we only need 5, but that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with what it specifically asked for. All right, so we need to build 2 more houses. So let's go ahead and build those before anything else. We'll go ahead and grab that, and we'll put some more houses in. And I think I'm going to build another extension to our houses over here. And I'm going to kind of build another side street going straight down. What do you guys think? Sounds like a great idea? Sounds like a great idea to me. So I want to make sure I'm leaving just enough room to get one. So if I look right here, right? So I'm leaving that little area and that little corridor. So I'm just going to back this off a little bit so it don't interfere with the church. And we're going to build 4 more houses? Yeah, we're going to build 4 more houses. So we're going to rotate these around. And we'll get this in here somehow. It's not perfect, but we'll get it in. Get that speed back up again, and there we go. So you could take a look at the progress being made on this. Right now there's no items in storage. We are starting to process our very first little bit of iron. Right now there's 2 pieces of iron in the storage of the mine, and some raw resources need to be moved. So we need wood. You see that we need iron and wood to produce the iron from the iron ore. Once that happens, that material will then get sent over to the blacksmith, who will go ahead and make the weapons. Cool. So we have 13 houses, we have 14 families, we have 1 extra available guy. Now let's take a look around. We can assign an extra guy to the mine,
At once,
so
my
we'll go
lord.
ahead and do that. Let's keep an eye on what's going on here. We've got our collector station, which is collecting the berries. Our village is starting to get pretty big. We might want to think about putting a second collection station in. So I'm going to go look at that now. And I'm going to probably take advantage of putting one in over here. So I'm going to see, is there a door on that side? No. Okay, so we're going to put a second collection station right there. And that's going to start collecting things up there. Like I said, remember, we have 16 houses. We just had our 15th family move in. So once that collection station has been completed, we'll go ahead and add that family as one of the collection workers. We can start here by unassigning one of these guys, and we can put them over in the collection station. But for right now, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait until that collection station gets built. It's going to take a little bit of time because there's a lot of materials being moved to the forge. There's some materials that are being moved to the blacksmith station for some of the weapons. But it's very important to keep your settlers fed. So we're going to do that. And there we go. And we have 1 more person that we can throw in there. And I'm just going to split the workers between these 2 buildings. We're going to have 2 collectors working on each side. So give me 1 second.
Your will, my lord.
Bring it back. Hold on. We'll be right back. All right, so now, like I said, we got 2 workers over there on this collector station. Let's take a look at our quests. It wants us to stockpile 5 spears and 5 small shields. So let's go take a look over at our blacksmith and see how they're progressing. As of right now, they're just getting into being able to create some of these different items. We haven't seen anything yet, but shortly we should have some of those being made. Let's get back to a 3. Let that do its thing. We also, like I said, we have 16 houses, and currently we have 15 families. Yeah, we're doing good. I might put another house in here just to kind of keep ahead of the game, so to speak. So we want to make sure that we have plenty of houses for people to live in. And you know, hey, let's make sure we've got more houses than we need, so to speak. So we'll add that in. That's our 17th house. We only have 15 families. It's okay. And we might throw one more in here somewhere. I kind of want to make this look complete, so maybe we'll do that real quick. I'm gonna put another house. So there's our 16th family just moved in. We now have those guys available as well to. Can't tell me I can't get this in here, right? Come on now. We're gonna get this house in here. Oh, come on. It's like the perfect positioning. Like, I wish there was like a snap to grid or something, right? That would be perfect. But anyway, let's put the house over here. It's going to destroy a few trees, but that's okay. No one saw anything, right? Nobody saw anything. All right, cool. All right, 16 families. Let's go ahead and assign another one of those guys into there. That's good. And like I said, a little bit of a walk. It's going to do them. It'll be okay. These guys will be okay. Nobody's going to complain. All right, still waiting on the 5 spears and the shields to be created. We have a shield. We have a spear. So we're in production, guys. Let's speed that back up. Keep it at a number 3. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for jumping into the stream. I do appreciate everyone coming in to check this out. If you haven't already heard, I'm just going to go through the general announcements. This game is called Land and Sword. RAR is the developer, also the publisher. This game is currently in the playtest. You could go to Steam and give it a try. You go to Steam page, you can click right down there, click on playtest. You could be able to play the first, I don't know, I'd say maybe like an hour of the game, depending upon how quickly you get into it. You'll learn the basics, and when you're done, go back over to the Discord and give the developer some feedback. Let them know what you think about it. One of the cool things I like about this game is as people continue to walk and generate like foot traffic, the ground actually turns from grass to dirt to like a sandy path or something like that. So you can see the most commonly walked areas of the settlement start turning this this sandy color, as I guess they kind of like to build up things. How are we doing over here? We have 3 spears, 2 small shields, and a partridge and a pear trap. No. 18 houses, 16 settler families. Now we have 17 settler families. Let's move another one in over here, and
Your will, my lord.
there you go. Move them in. I wish I could move these 2 over to here, and then we could take a look at where these guys are. These guys are all close. I feel pretty confident about that. Like, what do you do for a job? And if there's any way that I can like move you to our free house. Which house does not have a family in it? I wish it would indicate that. You have a family, you have a family. Oh, there's one up there. That's the new family house, right? So where do you work? You work at the lumber yard. Can I move you? Let's see here. Redesign the family home. We're going to move these guys over there. And that makes this, at least I think that's what that button does. I could be wrong. It basically, when I clicked on that button, it says redesigning the family home. And when I clicked on it, I think that does what it's supposed to do. I don't know. We'll see. 17 families now live in 18 houses. And that's still an empty house. So I'm not sure quite how that works. But I would definitely love to be able to like move these guys. Alright, so let's start with our original homes. We're going to start turning these into cozy homes. So our first, let's say these first 7 houses up here, we're going to look at turning these into cozy homes. As I said, this is going to improve the homes. It's also going to allow them to have children. So let's go ahead and pick the first 3 houses that are part of the settlement, and we'll let those build. I don't want to do it all at one time because I don't want to stretch our resources from one side to the other. I kind of want to have enough materials going into this, and it looks like one more and shield, and we'll be able to do what we got to do. So we have 17 families, 18 homes. Satisfaction rate right now is great. We have 59%, and we've got plenty of food between these two storage cabinets. This one here has got 313 bread, and this one back here has got 110. It looks like we've used up the bushes that were in front here, so I don't know where these guys are going, but it looks like our 18th family has now moved in, and they will be moving in there shortly and available for work. Cool. And I'm sure there's an easy way for us to like reassign these guys, like take a look at different jobs, unassign people, and what we basically just do is just unassign everybody and then reassign people based upon, you know, clicking on their houses. I wish there was like a way to just specifically assign a family, like maximize it based upon vicinity or something like that, because I do see this button, but it didn't seem to work as I intended. Again, it's early release, so I'm not quite sure if everything's been instituted the way it's supposed to go. But we have one more worker available. That's all right. So we need to create a militia. We have men and weapons, my lord. Now we must organize our troops. Create one militia formation with spears and shields with at least 5 members each family. So here's the caveat to keep in mind, right? How does the military work? You have villagers who have jobs and they work, live, etc. But every settler also can be a militia member. And each settler, so we have 18, we actually have 19 families right now. Good to know. Sometimes when you complete quests, you earn additional families as a reward. So technically, we earned an additional family for completing the last quest. So this is a very pivotal point where now we have to create militia. So we know we have the spears and we have the small shields. So let's go ahead, make sure we're on pause, and we're going to click this button down here that says Army. It's at the very bottom of the screen. So you want to click on this until you can change the sword and the shield. So the sword is the top one. We have those as spears, and then down the bottom we have the small shield. So right now we have 5 people. We have enough equipment to make 5. So when we do that, we're just going to click on the create button. They don't appear out of anywhere specific. Now the question is, we now have a fight. So it says here, a small group of those creatures has been sighted heading our way. Mobilize your troops and prepare for battle. So I believe these guys are going to come from over here, maybe. I mean, I'm going to look around and see if we could see where these guys are going to come from. There they are, all in the distance. You can see them way out there. So we're going to pause. Here's how this works. So you click on this militia, which is behind me. Let me see if I can move myself out of the way here real quick. Let's put myself over here so you can see this this little militia screen here. You click on the mobilize button, and then
at your command,
you put them out in the field, and you see they're coming out of the village, and they're coming to that space. Those guys are going to be coming to our village center as well. So let's hit 1, and you'll see our militia guys will form out here. And at the same time, I believe we could still create more militiamen if we just want to create improvised weapons and no shield. We can create up to 14. This is like, you're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink at whoever's trying to raid your village. So if I wanted to create 14 more militiamen, you know, one thing monsters aren't ready for, it's for us to go ahead and create this massive army of just pissed off settlers. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna bring everybody in the kitchen sink to help us with our monster problem. So you want to go check out these monsters? Let's go check out these dudes. Take a look and see what these guys look like. Right now, there's the monsters, and they're making their way into our village. So let's follow along with these guys. They look like a gnarly group of monsters. You can see all of our guys just chilling, and they're waiting. They're like, you know what? You want to come attack our village? Let's go. We got this. So we're going to meet them in the middle here. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Wow, some of these guys are just taking their good old time. Hold on. Hold on. You guys are trying to circumvent our little system here.
Orders, sire. At your command.
Hey, we're not going to let you do that. We need to cut these guys off at the pass. Nope, you're not. Yeah. Oh, he kicks. You see that? So we've got some experienced militiamen with swords, and we've got a bunch of guys who are just running around with whatever tool they can find. Grab a shovel, grab a hoe. We need to defeat our foe. There you go, guys. They're coming. Our scouts have spotted more of those creatures in the region, and in greater numbers. I believe they'll reach us within a few days. We must defend ourselves, so we need to increase our troops. So once your guys have completed their job, you can click on each group, and you can click on the demobilize, and that'll allow them to go back to doing their normal everyday jobs. You can see the spoils of victory. This guy, he's in total awe. Like, what did we just do? What did we just do? But yep, they can mobilize. Let me put my camera back where it belongs over here. We'll move ourselves up just a fraction. All right, let's move on to increasing our military might here. So I'm going to turn back on swords, and going to turn on the big shields. And you can see these take more resources, obviously. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to produce 10 of each of those, and we're going to get rid of or dissolve our 14 guys who have no job, right? We don't know what they do. So we're going to get rid of them because we're going to create a true militia here. Now it looks like we could create 2 more spearmen. That's fine, but I'm going to hit pause on the spears, and I'm going to hit pause on the small shields, and we're going to start generating some swords and some big swords. So we'll go ahead, we'll turn that to 3. Right now we've got 19 families and we've only got 18 houses. We need to fix this problem, and we need to fix it now. So let's go ahead and let's see, where do we want to keep on building? I think we'll put we'll go over. I want to put one here, man. I really desperately want to put that in there, but it just won't let me. Sad. We'll start another row of houses down here. Cool. So there we go. Another row of houses going to be built. Let's turn this up to 3. It is. We've got plenty of wood, got plenty of resources, and things are chugging along. Wow. Okay, so we got 19 families. We've got 2 additional jobs. Do we have anybody we could put in any of these places? Our lumberjacks are full. What do we have anywhere we could put these guys? No, actually. Maybe we go ahead and create another lumberjack station. Let's do that. Let's hit pause real quick, and we'll grab another lumber yard. get these guys moving. So once that's completed, we'll be able to gather up some more. And we also have maybe some more stones if we wanted to do that as well, because that's another resource. I think we have some stones down here, so we'll go ahead and maybe we'll put a quarry down here somewhere. Okay, so we got those two growing, and we're at a speed of 3. So let this continue to do what it needs to do. And like I said, our goal at the moment is to start getting some swords. But we got to get plenty of wood, and we got to get plenty of resources out of the mine. We've got people working. They're doing their thing. So right now we just need to let it chug along. And we also want to start continuing to upgrade our cozy houses. So we've got 3 cozy houses, and you can see these are well built. You can see these guys outside their houses. They've also got, you know, just a nicer house. These guys have a kid now, Rodrigo, our first child born, and Kevin as well. He's another child born into this settlement. So let's go ahead and increase. Why do they say that? Oh, they just must have moved in. And let's give these guys their cozy house. You don't have food or heating. Okay, well, eventually they'll get their food and heating. In the meantime, let's look for somebody who has all of their buttons ticked off. This guy here. So the resources have to spread out. We've been doing a pretty good job of you know, doing what we got to do. But why do you guys not have food? I mean, there's 214 food there, and there's 131 over there. So like, what are you doing? That's your job, literally, is to collect food. So how do you claim that you don't have food? The Vieira family has welcomed a new member. And we did build the lumber station over here somewhere. It's in the process, right? And we're building a quarry down here. We're kind of just, right now, we're just divided. I mean, realistically, there isn't much we can do currently until a lot of stuff kind of gets completed. So there's some things in the works. It's going to take a little bit of time. It is what it is. So we're going to sit back and relax and just let things happen. There's a quarry over here. We can assign somebody to
At once, my
Let's
lord.
go ahead and do that. And then anywhere else that we can assign a job, that would be wonderful. No, I mean, pretty much everybody's job is completely filled up at the moment. Everybody who's got an available job has one, even though we have an additional job available. We just can't fulfill it at the current moment. I mean, I could put another mine in, I guess. Is that realistically where our problem lies? Let's go ahead. Maybe we'll put another mine in. We'll see if that helps. I'm kind of worried that we're not going to have enough troops, right? But worst case scenario is we, I guess we can just go ahead and get us a bunch of improvised. We could create 17. Let's just do that now, just so that if, God forsake, you know, we do get raided, at least we'll have some type of militia. Right now, we're waiting on increasing our troops because we're waiting on some additional weapons. Now, I'm just going to turn all these on. I don't necessarily care what type of weapons you guys create. Just create weapons. Do what you got to do. How much resources do you got? You got 7 resources. You have the wood. Is that the problem at the current moment? Are you guys, I mean, it looks like we're producing enough wood. Oh, this guy. Maybe we need another saw pit. Let's go ahead and create another saw pit, maybe. Maybe that'll help us to move things along. Well, I don't know. Got to give people some jobs, some things to do. I feel like the wood has become a problem. We're outgrowing ourselves at a expeditious pace. What are you guys doing over here?
How may I serve?
That's a good question. Right now, well, we're 25%. Why? Because of the food situation. Well, you're gathering food, and oh, this one's not gathering any more food. Okay. Let's take a look and see where else we can get some food from. That's a problem for them. So we need that. And if this is not doing anything, let's unassign those guys from there. And basically we're just going to just deconstruct this building, right? And then we want to build this guy. We got lots of families just chilling. Cool. Why does it look like nobody's doing anything at the moment? You guys are all just standing around like they're pissed off at the world. Oh, they're all coming over to eat. All right, well, get your grub on.
How may I serve?
Well, right now I'm looking for workers to do some work. We've got some different buildings that need. Not sure we're going to survive this because we weren't able to create very many weapons. But let's see if we do have any weapons available to us. We have 2 more spears, and that's pretty much it. So let's see if I can create these spearmen. Going to create that, and then we're going to create 14 more, and we're going to get these guys all called up.
At your command! Ready, my lord. Orders, sire. At your command!
All right, boys. It's time to get in place, defend the village as best as you can. We're extremely outnumbered, but through sheer persistence.
Ready, my lord. Orders, sire. At your command!
Let's take a look at the numbers. All right, they're currently winning. It's 30-19. Small disadvantage here. Oh, it's now 29. Making no progress. I got 2 down, 3 down. Our our guys with the shields are not doing the greatest, but I mean, it's 14 to 20, whatever. 13. Come on, guys, you got spears. Like, do something with them. Gonna try to like hit them from the back, you know. It's 9 to 17, 8 to 17, 8 to 14. It's getting closer. 7 to 12, 6 to 12. Guys back there putting in work. It doesn't look like we're going to survive this. Four guys left. It's not looking good. It's now down to 9v1. Oh, it's over. That's it. I don't think we can do anything at this point. It's just they're gonna go in and where they go. I guess that's it. Where do they attack? I guess to just destroy things. Oh, there's a villager in there still.
You
What are
called,
you
my
doing?
lord?
What? Do you have any weapons? We don't have nothing. I mean, we have like
How may I serve?
a few people here just killing time, apparently. Anyway, so this is our preview of Land and Sword. Thank you guys for checking it out, and hopefully you do a little better than me at surviving. It's a pretty simple concept. Just take your time and don't overdo the resources. You know, going too fast, spreading yourself too thin, then you won't have the problem that I have here. Clearly,
My lord?
it is what it is at this point. I don't know that there's anything we can do. Can we even
Right away.
get back into this? I mean, I don't think I can create any militiamen. Work equipment used as improvised weapons. It won't let me create any more military guys. But thank you guys for checking this out. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And yeah, see you later.